IPMNation.com.
Live from the Outpost Studios in Columbus, Ohio, you're listening to All Natural Being with Brian Brawdy. Brought to you by IPMNation.com. Get ready for the gong heard round the world.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All Natural Being. Warning, All Natural Being with Brian Brawdy is designed to shake your sense of self to the core.
It's full contact psychology with an empowering twist, a philosophical loofah for your soul.
For those of you not ready or comfortable releasing your inner superhuman, listener discretion is advised.
Here's your host,
Brian Brawdy.
Welcome to the 322nd, right? You heard that right. 322nd episode of All Natural Being. We're in the final hour, 56 minutes. Lee Rowley, thank you so very much for the countdown clocks at Sales Copy Academy for keeping us on. I've been watching that clock. I'll tell you, I've been watching that clock. At one point when it said 9 hours, I'm like, wait a minute. If I'm going 81 to win, I'm only 1/9 of the total way to go. So thank you, brother. I've been looking at that all night and since I started yesterday morning at 10 a.m. and just watching the clock. So Lee Rowley at Sales Copy Academy, thank you very much. And I want to start... Excuse me. I want to start off the top of the hour by I've got to thank Wayne Noel. As I said, all the coolest things about this production have come from Wayne. If you're looking at it and you go, oh, you know what? That was pretty sharp. It's surprising that Brian came up with that idea. Yeah, Brian didn't come up with that idea. Wayne came up with that idea, and I just, borrowed it from him. So Wayne, thank you so very much for everything. And I most certainly also need to thank Henry Noel and Rita for all the help in building out the studio, all the help. This was a wild idea we started a while back, and I was like, hey, Henry, I'd really love it if people could call in and the callers could interact and this and that. Well, then Wayne goes, well, we need an extra phone line. We needed a couple of more of these. We need to be able to get 4 people interacting all at once. So we may be working on that for the 81 to win, but I would not be in the position that I am if it weren't for Henry and Rita and the good folks at Transitional Radio. They have helped me in a myriad of ways, so I want to be able, I owe them a thanks, a debt of gratitude as well. And then also, obviously, Matt at IPM Nation, thank you for everything. 300 episodes, well, now 322 episodes ago, I can remember Matt saying, okay, well, just do this and do that, and don't worry about this, but worry about that, do all these other things. And I'm just too pig-headed to quit. Let's just call it what it is, right? I'm just too pig-headed. I'm not going to give up. I don't know how I'm going to win, but I just refuse to lose. So I want to thank Matt Connerton from IPM Nation, and most certainly Jenny for always putting forward the cause and saying, hey, here's something that we need to focus on, and here's something that we need to do. And I finished up the last hour, took a quick call from my sister Janice. Janice, thank you very much. And I wanted to maybe just finish up briefly talking about, I would hope that what this 24 hours has shown is that even up against some, arguably different circumstances, that if there's something that's important to you, Right? I don't want to be all melodramatic. Dun, 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 dun. I guess that's Jaws music. Dun, dun, dun. Right? I don't want to be all melodramatic. But if there's something that's important to you, like your inner whisper, like your primal scream, like your wild at the core, like putting your heart's highest priority top of your list, what are we waiting for? Let's just do it. And if anything, I've shown, with the help of friends, as Rita says, it takes a village, with the help of friends and just the determination. And I think about it. What Dana said to me last evening, it just, well, I don't care. I put up on a post, what could possibly go right? If we were a little less concerned about the static quo, we were a little less concerned about the critic spew, about the committee vote. And you go, you know what? I'm going to do this. It's not a guarantee, right? It's not like I'm absolutely, it's not like it's a layup. This comes naturally to me. It's none of those things. But what would you do? What would you do? Rita's right. Anything is possible. What would you do? Let me say hello to Jen and Janice and Janile and Heather and Henry and Rita. Thank you so very much for joining. Hey there, old man. Thank you very much, my friend. I could not, as I said, I could not have done it without you. And I could not have done it the final hour. Oh, my goodness. I know, Heather, right? But what I hope, if I go for this 81 to win, because I have to, can I be totally honest? And don't tell anyone at Guinness, because then they'll be like, well, we're not going to let them go for the record. I doubt, if they said, oh, you won the record, you have to buy the book, I doubt I would even buy the book. Right? I have no desire to go, oh, I want to go down in the record books. They say hello to Lisa. Good morning to you too, Jen. Thank you very much. Bob Lockwood, good morning, brother. Nice to see you. Wayne, good morning. Thank you again. As I had said earlier, all the good things about this production, if you see it and you go, oh, that was pretty classy. If it's classy, it was Wayne's idea, right? Because I was going to do logos on a TV, and there was duct tape and popsicle sticks and everything else involved. And Wayne just goes, come on, time out. Let's just figure out a smarter way of doing this. And he sure did. So Wayne, thank you again. And to my good friend Bob Lockwood, 322 episodes ago, where Bob sat alongside of me, and he had to be thinking to himself, what did I get into, right? It was all I could do to figure out how it was all I could do to figure out where I needed to adjust the shotgun microphone. What was it that I was, I know, right? That's what I'm thinking, Jen. They should give you a book if you've earned it. I think so, too. Know your worth. I like that hashtag. But poor Bob, he sat next to me, and he's like, yeah, this isn't going to, there's no way this can go. I didn't, I had one of those shotgun mics, and there's the little switch on it that says to make it do this or make it do that. I'm still not even sure what all those mean. But if I go for the 81 to win, it looks like pretty good chance now that I will, right? I think, to be honest with you, my family, my friends, my close friends, we're all kind of worried. Like, what's he going to be like? It's hard enough to take him with, right, when he's only been up 12 hours. What's it going to be like when he's been up 24? Well, we're going to find out here in 49 minutes. But I think that it will allow me to go for this and be able to say to folks, what scares you? What holds you back? What's your heart's highest priority? So I want to run through this morning before we get carried away on time, because believe me, this would be the perfect time for me to go, oh, we've decided to go another 12 hours. Not happening. I won't be here 12 seconds after the top of the hour. I need a shower. Can I be honest with you? Since it's just us, are you thirsty? No. You hungry? I am not terribly. I've gotten everything that I need, right? I've gotten everything I need throughout the night. Do you know what? It's standing underneath these lights. I could use a shower. I just showered not 24 hours ago. That I'm looking forward to. But before I do that, I want to go through, and again, we talked about Matt and Jenny at IPMNation.com. I thank them for everything. I most certainly want to thank, and Stephen was at the top of every hour inviting people to come over to tryh2.com. And just Gordon and Stephen and the gang at tryh2.com. Just thank you for everything, right? And even this, they're like, yeah, sure. But, right, they came up with the potions, what I call my terrific 10, the things that I need. And we're going to go through some more of the things here coming up. But some of the things that I needed to be able to make sure, I joke about the wheatgrass juice powder and the camu. Right, which the first time I saw Camu, I thought it was the whole Robin Williams thing from Mork and Mindy, Nanu. I didn't know, right? And then I talk about my version of surf and turf, right? My version, I'll just show you this real quick. My version of surf and turf, which I get over at tryh2.com, is the spirulina and the wheatgrass juice powder. So I take those two things and I go, yeah, great, there's my surf and turf. I'll be able to get through anything that I need to. And there's some other potions, some maca, and I won't even try. I'll just butcher the ashwagandha, nada, whatever that's called. But some of the other things that I've taken over at tryh2.com have been really instrumental in just leading up to this, and also, keeping me awake. Yes, that's true. Keeping me fired up. Yes. But just in terms of my overall health as I recover from the brain tumor. And again, transitional radio, I couldn't and wouldn't even want to be doing this, to be honest with you. Henry and Rita and Wayne have become such great friends of mine. I don't know if I'd have any fun doing it if it weren't to have the opportunity of doing it with them. I don't know. I just don't. I don't think I would. And then Kurt, thank you for calling in. H2 Bev, and not just for calling in and giving you expertise, but for showing such concern when you first heard about what I was up against, and all the calls and all the emails and checking in and all the product that arrived and everything that you did. You're CEO of a huge company. The last thing you had to do was worry about me, but that's not, if you know Kurt, that's not what he's like. And he took an interest in what I was up against, so I thank him very much for that. Steve at ProPure USA, I'll never look at a glass of water. I'll never look at a shower. I'll never look at, Ashley said to me this morning, if any of you were around at 5 o'clock when she called, she goes, hey, you stole my ProPure water pitcher. What were you thinking? Well, I had it down here in my cooler. In case I needed, you know what I mean? In case I needed to stay. Sometimes I get parched under these lights. So thank you to Steve from ProPure. Also, Sherry. I can't say enough about Sherry because at a time when I was going through the thick of it and the pain was just the greatest, Sherry, who had gone through a similar thing, let's say, a brain shunt and everything else, she was just instrumental in helping me through it. So I thank her for calling in, and it was great to get a chance to catch up with her. Of course, I can't say enough about alternative health concepts. Mike Warren, Dr. Warren, thank you so very much. BioPro Plus, one of the handful of things that I've done religiously, either every day or every other day since they let me out of the hospital. And I thank them for calling in and giving us their expertise. Same with Misty, thank you. The vitamins, the oils, the air, the atomizers, I think is what it's called. Thank you. It's been instrumental, again, as I battle back to whatever that means. Also, Paul from Pollentech. We talked about here in the studio that I needed to be able to purify the air. I needed to, you know what I mean? I needed to be able to, as my doctors tell me, I don't have a lot of extra neurons to donate. They took an ice cream scoop at, the last round. And so I don't have any extra neurons, right? I don't go, hey, I got a spare 5. Do you want them? So I'm battling to hold on to what few neurons I have left, right? I don't think I had all that many before the tumor, to be honest, but So I thank you to Paul and everybody at Pollen-Tech for Fan Buddy and helping to purify the air here in the studio. I want to thank Amanda Bobbitt for calling in and catching me up. You know, this H2 to go, there really is something to this. You should really want to check this out in terms of the water and being able to add hydrogen. I drank at least 2 bottles of this all night long. And, right, you just pour in your own water. I filter it through the ProPure, pour it in, hit this button 3 times, bing, 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 and you watch the hydrogen just percolate up to the top. And then you know you're getting those antioxidants right back into your system. And that's a big deal. I also want to thank Jose for calling in and giving me a little bit of a clinic on how to make sure my voice lasted throughout the night. He was right. It worked. And at Raw Mama, thank you so very much. Good luck with your book. We're excited to see that and how that turns out. Also, Lee, I heard your voice all night long at the top of every hour. Thank you. And on behalf of, or to everyone at Sales Copy Academy, thank you so very much. It's, Henry and I were talking. It's always a thrill to talk with you and banter with you. It's just, you take our conversations to the next level. And I didn't get a chance to talk to Sue's brother. I was hoping that I did, but let me just also shout out to my dearest friend, one of my dearest friends in the world, Sue, and her brother's adventure over at encouragex.com. Make sure you want to check that out. Oh, and everyone that called in, True Fru, thank you. If I forgot to mention it, True Fru, thank you. Everyone that called in, just head on over to truefru.com. Pick out your favorite flavor. I ate the cherries, sorry. But they come in all kinds of cool, all kinds of cool flavors. And what it is it's real freeze-dried, fresh, real fruit. No, right? If you want juice, order a glass from your waiter, right? This is real fruit. And it's dipped. And here's what I loved about it, because my doctor said, well, dark chocolate's really good for you, the antioxidants in dark chocolate. It's gluten-free, all natural, packed full of antioxidants, clean ingredients, right? So head on over to truefruit.com. Let me know your favorite flavor. Just instant message me or send me an email, and I'll go ahead and make sure that we get the kind out to you that you want. All right, of course, we talked about Try H2. So I'll move on to there. And then also H2 Bev. I just saw in the feed, I think. Luann, nice to see you. Candace, what was the name of the water purifier? I've got it up on screen now. It's called ProPure. Of course, BioPro, and then we talked about Pollen-Tech. We didn't get a chance to talk about it much, but Maju, the black seed oil, the wheatgrass juice powder, when I mix it in with the spirulina, like I said, my version of surf and turf, it's just great. It's just great. There's all kinds of cool things. You can check it out over at tryh2.com. And of course, the CBD Pure. It's become a staple of some things. I didn't do it last night because I wanted to make sure that, I just didn't. I didn't do anything, in terms of the vitamins and everything else last night. But I want to make mention of that as well. That's been a part of my recovery. All right, so those are the groups, those are the organizations. 40 minutes and counting. Yes, Henry, thank you very much. I also want to take some time to thank Patrick at Sweetwater for helping me come to understand all this different equipment that we need to be able to do that. I need to thank Sean and Blair from Telestream's Wirecast for helping keep me up to speed. Yeah, I know. I keep saying the broadcast is interrupted. It's something I've done, not something they've done. But I wanted to thank them as well for helping me through this and just creating a picture in my mind as to what it could be. Because, right, if you do this 81 to win and you do this, they want proof. They want to be able to see that you're doing what you said you would do. And I thought, great, let's just broadcast it live to Facebook and YouTube, right? They want proof. We'll give them proof. You can't handle the truth. But I want to thank Sean and Blair at Wirecast for everything they've done. I can call them and they'll go, Brian, what do you need? And they'll put me, they don't have to help me the way they do, especially through the amnesia. It's like there's 2 Brians, right? There's like 2 Brians that they're dealing with. I am a Gemini, right? So I got that. I also want to thank Kelly for coming over last evening. It was nice to have someone here in the studio. Her smile just lights the place up. She's very knowledgeable about what we were talking about. Thank her for the cool gifts. Thank her for just letting me ask her all kinds of questions, because I think at times maybe we go, it's been a while since we've been to the dentist, or we don't want to go, or it's a pain in the neck, or this or that. But it was really informative to learn from her some of the things that we're setting ourselves up for if we put our oral health, our dental health on the back burner. So I thank Kelly for coming over. He's almost there. Oh, hey, Kelly, I was just talking about you. Yes, he's almost there. Hi, everyone. Got internet service again. Hi, Patricia. Is it? Sorry, I really am sorry about that. But as I say in the closing, as we're getting ready, you want to head on over to ipmnation.com/AMB now. I've reset everything. I've done everything. I don't know what else. But I know that for 24 hours, this internet signal's been cutting in and out. So can't blame the neighbors anymore. 2 o'clock in the morning, who's on the internet? Nobody. So it was something other than bandwidth, so to speak. So when we get back to 81 to win, it's with this thought in mind. Why let anyone derail what you have set up for yourself? I mean, the real things that you've set up yourself, your heart's highest passion, your highest priority, the wit and wisdom of your inner whisper. Why let anyone hijack that? Why let anyone stand in the way of you having that smile on your face? I said before, to smile like you mean it. All right, for the last 35 minutes, we'll be taking calls. Anyone want to call? Toll-free number is 833-462-3968. 833. My issue was with the New York City subway. Well, thank you, Patricia. Oh, that's right. You're headed to a gig this morning. I get that. I've been having freeze problems. Well, it can't be the winter weather. I don't think it's winter weather there yet. But no, so have I. And I don't know what the cause is, but I know Wayne will get on top of it. Wayne will go, all right, just let me come in and hijack your computer and look around and see what it is that you've messed up. So I'm not doing it today, right? We'll pick this all up, right? We'll pick this all up a bit later and figure out, when we look at it, what could possibly go right. We'll look at it and see what we can do. 833-462-3968, 833-GO-BE-YOU. And as I said earlier, the 81 to win, now that it feels, now that I can taste it a little more, now that it feels like that the 24 hours isn't going to kill me, right? What does it give you permission to do? What is it that you've always wanted to do? Now, I'm not saying I've always wanted to be on radio. It's just a harebrained idea that I came up with because the people over at 104.9, 1049 The River just decided it was kumbaya for everybody but Brian, kumbaya for everybody but me. But the point that I hope to make in the 81 to win is that what is it? What are we waiting for? What do you got? What's it going to take for you to be happy, to be fulfilled, to be successful? And I think, a lot of people go, oh, I'm just too old. I'm too this. I'm too that. I don't believe that anymore. If we're still here, we have an opportunity. We have an opportunity to make it work. Good morning. Welcome to the final, about 34 minutes now of the 322nd episode of All Natural Being. Who's with us?
This is Candace. Good morning.
Candace, how are you? Wait a minute. I got my air guitar somewhere. And Joseph, where is it? Oh, here it is. Candace, thank you. You and Jamie last evening. Here's my air guitar, right? Heavy metal. Joseph, it was absolutely hysterical. And you should know, Ashley called in at 5 o'clock this morning, Candace, and she's like, oh, yeah, Sloopy Hang On, right? From Ohio State. And this thing. She knew all about it. I'm like, I'm clueless. I thought it was Snoopy. I thought it was a song about the dog fighting the Red Baron. I had no clue what it was. I had no clue. So thank you for getting me through that long hour. And when I saw your name pop up this morning, I was like, yeah, I think I'll play air guitar one more time. And heavy metal, Joseph, is one of the funniest things I've heard. And it wasn't just because I was tired, although I was. Heavy metal, because I'm playing an air guitar from a sledgehammer, is just absolutely hysterical. So, Candace, what are you up to this morning? What are you doing here in our woot woot? Hey, it's the 24th hour.
You real quick.
Thank you, my friend.
You did. I was kind of on and off all day yesterday and through the night, and then I kind of crashed a little bit, and then I've been my screen's freezing up. I don't know what's wrong with it.
No, it could be here, my friend, to be honest.
That I really enjoyed it.
Thank you.
And you look wonderful. You don't even look like you've been up all night.
Well, I'll tell you, Patricia's heading over to the U.S. Open, so she'll have a full day. As Henry says, next stop, 81 to win. Do you know what I'm looking forward to the most, Candace?
What?
A nice hot shower. I think just standing here, right, under the lights and everything else, it's just what I'm jonesing for, right? It's to be able to finish up here in 32 minutes and take a shower.
Right. Well, it went really smooth. I mean,
Well, thank you.
everyone was great.
So we did okay when it came to our.
One of those products. Pardon?
Did we do okay that when it came to our number one, customer satisfaction is our number one goal? So do you feel that, Candace, we had some great experts come on and tell us some different things, right? Different things that we can do to just better help our philosophical and our physiological immune systems, right? And so I'm hoping that that's what they were able to communicate. It most certainly communicated it to me.
Shot. Totally. I get sick all the time. All the time. I take a lot of, well, right now I quit epidurals, but I take a lot of cortisone injections and stuff like that. And it just kind of wears, it never fails. I get a cold or feel bad or something. But I wanted to tell you, Jamie was so excited.
Good.
She goes, I'm going to make Brian sing.
Yeah, she was great. And here's the only thing, and for everyone that's in the thread this morning, Candace, that couldn't.
The kindest, sweetest, funniest.
Yeah, she was something else. And I have to tell you.
Sister. She is just so funny.
I have to tell you, Wayne says to me here in the thread, I think he's saying it to me. He goes, chicken, what happened to do something that scares you? And I think, and I even told Ashley, I told my wife about it this morning when she called in. One of the things I learned from Jamie is when she said, oh, Henry put her up to the idea, or Henry concurred with her that karaoke would be a good idea. I thought it was just a gag. And I thought, great, I'll sing Almost Heaven, West Virginia. I'll play the air guitar. I didn't realize. And then the more I talked to her about it, karaoke is a great way. If you're thinking about getting out and doing something, but you go, oh, I'm a little too timid, a little too shy, I don't know if I can do it. It sounds like this karaoke is a great way for just giving yourself that last little push. You know what I mean?
When I was in college and stuff, anytime I had to give any kind of speeches or anything like that, for days prior, I would just be a nervous wreck. I mean, that's how bad I hate being in front of people. But now I get a little nervous, but I don't care.
You're just like me. You're just like me. It doesn't.
I know I can't sing. Oh, well, I'll do it anyhow.
Yeah, I sing in the shower. Right. But it was so cool about it is that she said a lot of the people that show up to these professional karaoke events, they don't come to hear the people that are good at singing. They come to hear people like me that are crappy at singing. But I thought, what a great way.
Good.
Isn't that something else?
Yeah, I have witnessed in my lifetime many, many of those that absolutely could not sing.
Right.
And everyone will carry on and clap for them. And, more so than somebody that can sing beautifully.
Sure.
I
Right.
like it better.
Misery loves company, I think, is what it is. Well,
Yeah.
Candace, thank you so very much. I again, and please thank Jamie for me. It was a blast.
Having some screen problems, and I just got tired of battling it. so I wanted to call and tell you.
Well, thank you so much. I super appreciate it. And thank you for getting me through one of the long hours this evening. And please tell Miss Ball.
Well, we had originally, since you were going to take a break first at 3:30, we were going to try to keep you on there till almost then before your break, and then he switched it to 4.
Well, do you know what it is, Candace? And I was talking about it.
She was in her lobby with a hat and something on, and she goes, I guess I better take my nectar and go back up.
Yeah, her nerve nectar. Yeah, I love that. Well, again, please tell her I said thank you. And again, it made me look at karaoke in a different way. Right? It goes back to our theme of do something that scares you and wait for the smile to come. I was talking to Henry about it, that a lot of times we worry about the committee vote. We worry about all these other things. But that if you just, for a while, decide to be 20-minute victory, 1/72nd of your overall day, be a little selfish, be a little narcissistic, be a little hedonistic. Right. What is it that you're going to have to do to put your heart's highest priority top of and Jamie.
Good girl.
Very much. Some kind of weird messages here, and it's funny because it's never done it before. So it had to stream isn't affected at all. So it's not even the internet. It's something going on, and I got to figure out what that is. Well, I've got 3 months, right? Before we're going to have to worry about this again.
Oh, I'm sure in 3 months' time.
Oh, yeah.
It's hard telling what Jamie will have planned.
Good. I'm looking forward to it. All right. Please tell her I said thank you again, and thank you, Candace, very much.
Enjoyed it.
All right. Thank you so much, dear. Good night or good morning. Okay.
Morning.
Bye now.
Bye-bye.
Henry Knoll, no matter what it is in life, if we don't take a chance, we don't take a step, we continue to stand still. I got my new goal in life. I'd like a phone that actually works. I have to show this because it doesn't allow me to see more. But I think expose yourself to your deepest fear. After that, fear has no power. I would agree. See what Henry is saying over here. No matter what it is in life, if you don't take a chance, if you don't take the step, we're never going to find out if we can pull it off. Yeah, even my phone is just... All right, let's go ahead and take another quick call. Which phone are we coming in on? Here we go. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning, sir. How are you, Henry? Nice to talk to you again.
Hi, Brian. It's Rita.
Hey, Rita. How are you?
I'm fine. I just wanted to tell you are doing such a great job, and congratulations. You did it.
I did it, my friend. Well, we did it, right? It's everyone that called in, because if I had to do this, to be honest with you, Rita, it's all the folks that called in. All the experts that called in, and Henry called in twice, and Lee called in twice. Just all the experts that have called in, and all the friends that have called in, because there'd just be no way I could talk. I know you think, oh, of course you could, Brian.
Of course you could.
Of course you could, but I think my hands would get tired. All the gesturing. I'd end up like I'd done bicep curls all night long. But it was really helpful to have everyone call in, because I don't think I could. I don't think I could talk nonstop. I got a little bit of a sore throat as it is. So it's a credit to everyone else, yourself included, that called in, and thank you for everything. And Wayne and I will get on top of whatever the technical issue is that causes the internet to keep dialing in and out. But it's something I did, that's for sure. But thank you so much for everything. Thank you for all that Transitional Radio has done. And as I said to Henry before, I wish you guys were coming back this way. Before you get on your next plane ride. So, but thank you.
Well, we're there in spirit. We're there in spirit, and you've done a great job wrangling everybody, and you did it, and you're on to bigger and better things. We love you.
We love you too. Thank you so much, Rita. Give Henry a nice little punch in the shoulder for me, would you? And
you got it.
And tell everybody
okay.
I said howdy. All right. Thank you, dear.
All right.
All right. Bye now.
Okay.
Thank you, Rita, very much. Yeah, again, just going back to it, What would you do? And there's that quote someone said at one point, what would you do if you knew you could not fail? Great quote. But what would you do if you had no clue whether you would be successful or not, but you knew you'd have fun trying? You knew you'd have fun at the run. What would you do? Would you let people hold you back? Maybe you say, oh, well, I'm 50, I'm 60, I'm 70. That's the cool thing about technology today. I can't believe that there is really an age where we couldn't decide in this particular moment in all of time. Maybe 95, I don't know. Maybe you think that. But anywhere under 95, you're never too old to go, nope, I'm going to put my heart's highest priority top of the list. John, thank you very much. 81 to win, here we come. Right? At any age. Henry this morning was talking about his grandson, Chance. So at any age, you can be young, you can be older. But this particular moment in all of time doesn't give a crap about how old or how young you are. It cares about the passion you bring into the paint. It cares about to what degree are you going to channel your inner wit and wisdom of that still small whisper. That's the only thing it cares about. It doesn't care about age. It cares about attitude. And in this day and age, with the technology, with the ability, think about it. We've talked to people from all over, at the very least all over North America. We've corresponded through text and through the internet, people in Europe, Australia, throughout the course of the show. Think about how fortunate it is in this particular moment in all of time to be alive. And yeah, it's easy to slam social media. It's easy to slam technology. It's easy to do all those other things. But if you were to use it to your advantage, instead of, right, I talk all the time in the fight or flight syndrome, you have to decide when those chemicals go coursing into your body, are you going to use those chemicals? Or are you going to let those chemicals use you? Sherry said to me yesterday, in any moment, in any trying moment in her life, the bifurcation point, right? The demarcation, the fulcrum. In that particular moment, she asked herself, are you going to use this moment to get better or bitter? Better or bitter? Are you going to win or are you going to whine? What are you going to do? Because it's up to you in the end. So in this particular moment in all of time, there isn't anything that holds any of us back. Except our attitudes, except our beliefs. Which is why I think having a philosophical filter like transitional radio is such a big deal. It's a big deal for me. I think it'll be a big deal for you if you take the time to listen and go through the different things that Henry's working out for us. But there shouldn't be an age, too young or too old. The technology is such that we can pull off literally anything, that we can truly manifest the fact that your potential is just this side of infinity. There's no excuse not to be. It makes me think of my friend Ijirba. There's no excuse not to be mouth-watering to yourself. There's no excuse not to own this particular moment in all of time. Now, we can make excuses as to why we don't do it, but there's really no excuse for it. I'm not happy enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not wealthy enough. I'm not young enough or old enough or all these different things. But that everything you've ever needed, you've always had. So to channel my inner Henry, instead of constantly trying to run around and look for some of these outside things to stuff in your rucksack. Dana, thank you very much. Yes, we are. We're closing in. There comes a point where we don't need anything else to stuff in our rucksacks. There comes a point we don't even need the rucksacks. Excuse me. So I guess in our closing 20 minutes, now 18 minutes, hard to believe. What can you do? Good morning, Dana, to you as well. What can you do to put your heart's highest priority top of your list today? And again, it isn't always about knowing that you're going to succeed. We're not talking about doing a layup. What would you do? Even if you thought you'd fail, what would you do? Progressive adaptation, just like a muscle in the gym, right? If you could learn to do the perfect pull-up, you couldn't do 100 of them tomorrow morning. If you could learn to do the perfect push-up, you couldn't do 1,000 of them tomorrow morning. It's progressive adaptation. Maybe it's the same with putting your heart's highest priority top of the list. That, as I've always said, in my estimation, is the beauty of 20-minute victories, because right now for 20 minutes, you don't have to throw the baby out with the bathwater. Dana says, great job. People need to think twice before saying no. And if you think twice and you still say no, then you need to think a third time. Right, Dana? Or maybe to Henry's point, well, I don't feel like doing it. Well, okay, so I'm sorry. I didn't ask you how you felt. Maybe that's the thing. Ian, nice to see you again, brother. Thank you for stopping by. Maybe that's the thing. Think twice before saying no. And if you think twice and you say no, think a third time. Think a fourth time. But none of us are in a position that in this particular moment right now where we can't put our heart's highest priority top of our list. We can't bring our own bold, channel our wild at the core, put our primal scream right on our lips where it belongs. And as I said, you look around at the technology. All kinds of cool stuff that we're able to do. All kinds of cool things that we're able to learn. And I think for me, that's going to be it. When it comes to thinking about the 81 to win, is it just plain giving people permission to go, yeah, you know what? If he can do it, I can do it. If he's crazy enough to pull it off, I'm certainly crazy enough to pull it off. But I have to tell you this week, let me say this. The preparation for this week, for this 24 hours, was actually more time-consuming and harder than the 24 hours itself. But I had a blast because it was me doing something I had never done before. My brother John last night, when he called in, reminded me of I did a 24-hour run in Chicago, and I guess I didn't pick that because I've already done that before. So maybe doing some of the things that scare you is not a bad way to go. Lee says, in the home stretch, I feel like the theme from Chariots of Fire is playing in the background. You absolutely killed me. Thank you, Lee, very much. John says, train your mind to focus on the positive. What your thoughts are focused on is what you will create. Thank you, John, and thank you for calling in last night as well. How are you hanging in there? How are you feeling? Dana, thank you for asking. I feel great. I really do. And I will say that I wasn't tired. The only break that I took, and a part of me thinks now, I just would have been better off just to keep going. I took a break because I was afraid my voice wouldn't last. So then I sucked down a couple. I'll tell you. You want to see my secret, Dana? You want to see my secret? Olive oil. Just when I felt my throat getting a little raspy, sure, let's do a quick hit of olive oil. Boy, and let me tell you something else. The pepper in this olive oil, But I feel awesome. No headaches. No, I don't even think I'm swelling in the back. I'll have to ask Ashley to check it for me. I don't even think I'm swelling. Thank you, Dana. It's playing, Lee. Thank you very much. I wish I were smart enough to know how to work these computers and get Chariots of Fire up. Very cool. Chamomile is also good. Oh, look at that. Is that good for staying awake or good for falling asleep? If it's good for staying awake, I'll make sure I get some for next time. If it's good for falling asleep, I don't think I'm going to need any. All right? I'm going to take a shower, brush my teeth, and I'm going to pack it in. I think today is the last day. Oh, let me say this. And Amanda, it made me think a lot about chlorine pools. Thank you, my friend, very much. Vocal cords. That's, good for the vocal cords. Thank you. Thank you, Dana Lee, very much. I appreciate that. Kudos to Ashley. Absolutely. I will tell her, Rita, that you said so. She called out. It was such a nice surprise. Do you know, in 300 episodes, Ashley has never called into a show. Well, this morning she called in at 5 o'clock to see how I was doing. So it totally caught me off guard. It was the best surprise. Absolutely the best surprise. So yes, I will give her kudos for that reason, in addition to ginormous kudos from you as well. Because it's got to be kind of tough, because Ashley sees me and she goes, yeah, you got a brain, you got everything going on, and you push yourself and you do this and you do that. And she's probably as tickled as I am. I know she's as tickled as Sue and Henry and Rita and Wayne, my brother John, my sister Janice, that I was able to make it 24 hours. Right. And I got to be honest with you. Some of these mornings I wake up and the headaches are so bad. It's like, I said, as I said to Sue in the interview this morning, Henry, thank you so much. Absolutely. It is a family effort. And I thank you all for being a part of that family. Sherry, when we were talking yesterday, said, it's quite a gauntlet hanging over your head to know if today is going to be the day that you have that headache and this and that. But if you think about it, it's not about me and my headaches. All of us from time to time feel as if there's a gauntlet hanging over our head. So what are we going to do? Pull the covers over? Put the pillow over our heads and go back to bed? No. We're going to tuck our tail and run? No. We're going to square our shoulders with whatever fate brings. And we're going to go, now, you know what? I'm glad, fate, you had your little moment in the sun. Now it's time for the counterpunch, and I'm going to crush you. Right? You and I can't control being targeted. We can't control being victimized by fate, but we can control the counterpunch. As Sherry said, better or bitter? And I would say bolder or more brittle. Because in the end, it's up to you. Thank you, Dana, very much. What would you do if you knew you could not fail? Great quote. What would you do if you just weren't certain whether you'd succeed or not? Right? Because if we're only doing things that we know, I know I won't fail, right? I know I can walk to sun's up, I think. I can walk to the mailbox and make it back, get the mail, right? I know I won't fail doing that. What fun is that? What would you do if it were a crapshoot? What would you do if, although the deck is stacked against you, and it is, if you listen to all the experts that have called in over the last 4 hours, we're one giant human skin bag pinata, right? And our thoughts and our water and our air and our food, everything's busy swinging a sharp stick, trying to break that pinata. So there's always a gauntlet over our heads. Rita says better and bolder. I absolutely agree. Dana says fortune favors the bold. Zoe, thank you for joining us here in the closing minutes of the 322nd episode of All Natural Being. Henry says failure is totally tied to the outcome. Isn't it all about the journey? I would say it's absolutely about the journey. It has been this week. I've loved working with folks, scheduling folks. I've enjoyed tremendously working with Gordon and Stephen over at tryh2.com. I mean, I've so enjoyed working with Lee at Sales Copy Academy. Of course, I've enjoyed working with Henry and Rita And Wayne, Wayne is just a cut up. He's brilliant and he's a cut up. And I've enjoyed the process of learning from him. I just enjoy it tremendously. You're welcome, Rita. Janice says the journey. Absolutely. Thank you again, sis, for calling in. Thank you, Rita, for calling in. Sarah, please tell the boys I said hello. Thank you for joining us here in the 7 minutes. Oh, wow. Now I wish I had Chariots of Fire. Nah, just kidding. Just kidding. Not really. And as I sit here and get ready to sign off, I think I'm just more and more moved by doing something that you're not certain of. Brittle or bold? Better or bitter? Winning or whining? What are you going to do? Because I think your life depends on it. If your smile, the smile that you get, well, thank you, Henry. Henry, thank you, brother. I appreciate it. You can't spell Brian without the I in impeccable. I'm not saying that I have some kind of complex. I thought it said you can't spell Brian without the I in imbecile. So there you go. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Sarah says 7 minutes. Lee says, let's see, maybe a few bad jokes to carry you through the next 6 minutes. Lee, I can't believe you know a bad joke. So yeah, you can offer them, but I can't. Chariots of Fire. Good morning to Dallas. A man walks into a bar and says, ouch. Okay, I stand corrected. Lee does know some of this. Well, that's what I said the other day. You know, what do you get when you cross a brain tumor, this and that and everything? I was trying to think of what do you get when you cross a rabbi, a priest, and a mullah in a rowboat, right? I was going for that. All right, we have time. I think we will take one last call in our 24-hour. Let's pick this up real quick. Line 2, good morning. Welcome to the final 5 minutes of the 24-hour all-natural being. Who's on the line? Hello? Okay, so that would be Chariots of Fire. Thank you very much. Yeah, and you should know. Yeah. Chariots of Fire. Thank you. Yeah, see? And you think we couldn't fill the last 5 minutes. Thank you. There's no caller ID, so you never can tell who's going to be calling in. So thank you for that. We'll let 2 Adams walk down the street. One says, I think I lost an electron. Oh, so thank you, Lee, because we're talking about oxidative stress. You think you've lost an electron? You're a free radical, and I got some antioxidants, a water bottle that'll take care of it. Henry says, I love it. Unbelievable. Candace, I know, right? At least it's not hang on Sloopy. So thank you very much for that. Now in the closing, right, it's just something to watch it and go, now in the closing 4 minutes, you got to be kidding me. Well, I should have wore flip-flops. Could have been celebrating. It looks like it's a sunny day outside. I'm not going to care, right? I'm going to take a shower and get straight to bed. But I thank you all again for sticking with me and making this 24 hours. Such a blast. Chariots of Fire kills me. Thank you for sticking with me. Thank you for all the encouragement. Thank you for just all of the help. All of the calls. Yes, thank you very much. Thank you, sis. I appreciate it. The Adam says, yeah, I'm a free radical. All right. So as we get ready to wrap it up in 3 minutes, I think about, all night long I thought about, I'll get 3 minutes at the bottom of the hour. I get 3 minutes at the top of the hour. So here's the final 3 minutes. Great job, Brian. Sound is a pound. Thank you, Ian, very much. My brother from England, sound is a pound. Thank you, brother, very much. I appreciate that. What would you do if you weren't certain you'd make it through to the end? And the more I say it, the more I just find myself smiling. And I thought, I thought that as I got ready to wrap this up, I wouldn't have such a smile on my face. Steak, steak, steak. Yeah, Sarah, you say that in front of Henry. He knows for certain. And Rita. Steak, steak, steak. Thank you, Candace, very much. And I will say that it's absolutely you all that have made it interesting and fun for me. So thank you for that. All right, as we get ready to get out of here, we talk all the time about bring your own bold. We talk about what it takes to channel your wild at the core, to put your heart's highest priority top of the list. And as Henry said this morning, who else is going to do it for you? Well, I've loved these 322 episodes. Of being avidly you, whoever the you is. I've loved riding shotgun. I really do enjoy the concept of being a virtual hitchhiker. I like the concept of grit to go. So that if you're out and about, you can tune in and go, yeah, I wasn't certain about that. 1 minute, Brian Dana Lee. Thank you very much. Gordon, fantastic job, Brian. Your shower and bed awaits you. Yes, it does. And Sarah, no, and I'm not going to tell you why I don't have to, Sarah. Yeah, but you know what would have been a good gag? One of those urine bottles from the hospital that I had to sit with all that time. That would have been a good gag. So I thank you all so very much, and I will leave you in the final moments. I will leave you. Thank you, Chris, very much. Yeah, I'm not going to show you my urine bottle. Everyone gets that I have one. I'm not showing it to you. Right? No, I'm not. You have another bottle. Even before I said it. Sarah knows me. Sarah knows me for sure. Way to go, Brian. Heather, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Well, you did bring your own bold and put your heart on highest priority. Thank you very much, Rita. Next episode. All right, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. What is it, 7, 6? Oh, let me just clear this. Where is it? What's going on here? What do I got clearing? Let's clear this one. Did I get it? Oh, yeah, there you go. Oh, it's time. There you go. Thank you so very much for hanging out. Dallas, thank you. Candace, thank you. I love you too, Sarah. Thank you very much. For everyone that was a part, thank you so very much. And I think we'll save the Firebeat music. I'll just say goodbye and that you all mean the world to me. Have a great day.
IPMNation.com.